What up, database? Data07 here, and tonight it's another live stories. And if you're new to this, it's basically I have some, it's basically some live stories that were either that were either they basically were too short, or well they were interesting but just didn't have enough substance to get their own video. So tonight, let's begin. Let's see. We have this one story. I do have this one story from grade school where basically, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that there was this story I told when I believe I did when basically there was this kid named we call him Ralph. He well, in the special ed unit, let's just say all right, I just describe this kid, like he was probably the more childish acting out of all of us, and plus the kid was obese and all that, and just the smallest thing could set this kid off. And sometimes when he would go off, it would just come out of complete nowhere, like he had no reason to do it. Now this is one of those. Now this is one of those. Now this is not exactly one of those times, but it's basically one of these times that I thought was funny nonetheless. All right, so. All right, so basically, like in the hallways of the elementary school I was at, they had these hanging signs showing which ways to go or whatever, what was which. And it's that other kid, like I've talked about, we call him Gabe. Abe, he would literally, I mean, considering he was the oldest out of all of us, in fact, he was pretty tall. Like he could just reach up and like just touch it without any problem. So we would always, eventually we started following and getting up, trying to touch it. Well, there was this one. We were exiting the computer lab, doing some crap project. I don't even remember. Hated doing projects in there. But basically, we ended up. So me and Pitt do it, and then he's just right behind, and and he jumps up. He manages to hit it, but as he's come down, he falls straight on his butt. I mean, it was a little funny, but nothing much happened after that. But yeah, also have this one story. Speaking of that kid, I got some other stories. And like I said, like sometimes he would just go off into like a tantrum or a fit of rage out of just complete nowhere at times. I mean, at times he would basically go, wah, ha, 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 like, just shout that. Literally, sometimes it would happen out of just complete nowhere, and pretty much every time he had an episode, so, like we always had to leave the classroom, which, as I've mentioned before, kids acting out in class, especially in that unit, I can tell you, to me, most of my friends, we weren't even bothered by it. We actually considered it kind of entertainment to get us to keep us from doing our work for a while. Alright, so speaking of things, and speaking of that kid Gabe, I just thought of a story. Alright, so we got to the cafeteria a little earlier than everyone else. No surprise there. No surprise there. And let's just say this, they were getting things ready, and I believe one kid, and Gabe was sitting right next to us. So basically, these tables we had, they had these little fold-up benches or whatever. This is ridiculous. It's like, so somebody, I don't know who, if it was somebody who was working some kid working from the cafeteria, or I'm pretty sure it was somebody who, you know, some kid who's messing around. So so this kid, like, lifts it up and then just lets go and it drops, making this loud sound. And it just startles him, and then and he's like, I thought a gun just shot. But anyhow. Oh, and remember that crazy girl I told you I've told stories about? Well, it turns out she was more than just, you know, like fake being sick and all that. She was actually a little bit of a thief as well. Like, I remember so she, all right, so there was the lost and founds, and anything she found pretty, she would try to take. And I remember seeing her get caught a couple times. I remember it's like, my grandma gave me this, and then like, but I'm pretty sure the teachers weren't really believing her. In all honesty, I wasn't paying that much attention, but I know it did happen. Yeah. Might be shorter tonight, considering I don't have a lot of battery left, but yeah. So what other stories have I got? Let's see what yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a story. Trying to think of a story. I'm sorry if I'm stuttering, guys, but I'm trying to remember. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to think. Oh yeah. Oh, here's a story. Story. Oh, who knows? I may make this one into a video at some point, but I'm just gonna make it short so I don't do another. But there was a point I actually got. I actually had the police called on me. For the stupidest thing I ever did. Basically, I was at a neighbor's house, you know, like, and this is how the basic story, I'm gonna sum it up. And so something went down, so I literally just grabbed a bunch of BB guns and hit them in this little hole in the, like this hole behind a fence. And here's the thing, I don't know how this went, but the neighbor next door, like, literally saw me, apparently, and she didn't know what to think, so apparently she called the police. And alright, and after that, I didn't think I did really anything wrong, but I didn't even think the police were going to call on me, but, you know, like, one knocks at my door late at night. And here's the thing with police, they always come at night for some reason. And I have no idea why. No idea why. And so in that case, Okay, so next day after school, I ended up having to tell everything to the cop and how everything that went down, and I pretty much got let off free, but oh my gosh. I'm not even sure if that neighbor's still there. I doubt it, but anyhow. I'm trying to think of something. Oh, and here, oh, I got a good one. I think there was one time when I think I witnessed, I believe it, I witnessed a robbery at, somebody stole something from a Walmart. I mean, so basically, I'm going there with my mom for a little weekend shop and helping her out, with the groceries and whatnot. Sometimes I would just agree just to go with her just so I didn't have to be at the house all day on weekends, but basically what happened was, as we're pulling in, I see fat this fat guy with no shirt. He's running across the parking lot with something in his hand. And then like this store clerk was just outside and going like, "Hey," and and then I saw he gets into this car with like a female with I believe, I'm guessing it was his girlfriend or something, and then they just drove off, and I honestly didn't know what to think then, but okay, I'm cutting it a little short tonight because my battery's gonna die, but anyhow, me and Pitt are gonna be hanging out tomorrow, so hopefully we can have a little multiplayer live stream of some sorts.